All right, everybody, and oh, geez, look at that. So, first off, to address the amount of comments, first off, I do want to say this. I don't want to discount any of this. I really appreciate the messages that I've been getting. I'll turn it down, Nightingale. I wanted the music to play just a little bit in the background, just to give it the right mood. But first off, before I say anything, I would really like to say thank you so much to all the people who've sent me messages and emails of concern. How you doing, Lady Adeline? Welcome to the stream. I saw that you've just started following a couple days ago, and thank you so much for that. I seriously appreciate it. Now the reason why I have been so scarce is actually not because I just decided to hop off social media. I've been in Singapore. And the reason why I've been in Singapore is because the Winter Olympics are coming up, and one of the places where that serves as a really nice central meeting point for various Olympic teams around the world is actually in Singapore. So the reason why I've been so scarce is because I made a mistake. I made a mistake by not realizing that I hadn't renewed my international plan with Verizon. So, because usually on a normal year, I have an international plan, so wherever I go, I have internet, I have all these things going just right on my phone. But then with COVID, I canceled it because I didn't know when I'd be traveling again. So, I've still been traveling, but I haven't been traveling internationally. So it wasn't until I landed in Tokyo that I realized that, oh shit, I don't have an international plan. So I'm like sitting in I'm sitting in the Tokyo airport like a dumbass, just like doing nothing, just like sitting in the chair because I didn't have internet. I couldn't log on to their Wi-Fi for some reason. So I was just there. I was not able to do any of this. And Dan, thank you so much, man. How you doing, by the way? And that's, but that is the primary reason why I've been so scarce. So like the place I went before that was, I was over in New York. So the reason why I've been so scarce for the past couple of weeks is because, first I went to New York. And that was the first time since COVID hit. Went to New York for the first time with a contract that I had before, a photography contract that I had before COVID hit. They suspended it just because they weren't doing anything. So there wasn't really any reason for them to continue paying for it. So, all Mystique cheered, yeah, 1,000. Oh, gee. Yeah, 1,000. Wait, 1,000 bits, I think. Yeah. Thank you so much, Mystique. And hello, by the way. So that's the biggest reason why I've been so absent on socials. Now, one of the reasons why you wouldn't have seen me say like checking Discord and stuff is because I was having some late nights. Now, typically the time when I'd be checking socials and everything would be in the middle of the day when I'm in between photo sets. And just like I'm like dicking around on my phone. But I didn't have time to do that this time around. There was a shit ton of athletes, and it was the sort of thing that it's almost like playing catch up, since nothing's really been able to happen because of the lockdowns everywhere. So catching up there, and then it just kept me busy. So, but then it did give me the opportunity to be able to get some perspective on things that I really didn't have before. Like one of the things that, like, first off, the biggest reason why I'm not getting back on Twitter is it's fucking annoying, guys. It really is. Like, have you ever been in a situation where somebody is saying something and it's just so goddamn stupid? It's just so stupid that you don't even really know what to say to it. And then there's just a whole lot of stupidity that follows it. So it's like, if there's something, if you're constantly being annoyed while you're opening up your phone, then why would you do it? I mean, the primary reason, in all honesty, the primary reason why I was keeping my Twitter was because of the renders. Like, I loved looking at render art. In fact, I hope he doesn't mind me using his name, but Flicky Tuts, Colin, over on Twitter, he sent me a really awesome email. I still need to reply to it, but he sent me a really awesome email, and it meant a lot to me. I've had a few other people sending me messages on different platforms, and first off, Mystique, thank you so much for gifting a sub. That is 336 gifted subs. Thank you so much, Mystique, and Lady Adeline, thank you. I love it. Thank you so much, and I'm going to be around a lot more. I hope that, first off, one of the things I was really afraid of while I was over in Singapore was that I was losing the faith of you guys. Oh, Waffle, no worries. I'll get it back over to you. No worries at all. I'm meticulous about the way that I back up my files. So I've still got it. I'll send it over to you. But no, it's just like it's like, it was amazing how pissed off people were getting because I wasn't saying anything. And that's how you can tell that's how you can tell that somebody's just a spoiled little bitch. Is that here's the psychology of it. I mean, and this isn't complex stuff either. The psychology of it is that a lot of times, most of the time actually, the reason why people are assholes online is because they have no control of their lives. They have no control over their real lives. So then what they do is that they do their best to be able to assert control over other people online. So then what happens is the way that they assert control is just by making people feel like shit, by essentially dominating them, by calling them names, by belittling them, degrading them, shit like that. But when you ignore them, you take away their power. So then what happens in that case is that they start to get really pissed off. They start to get really, really fucking upset, which all of you saw firsthand. They got really upset because once you ignore somebody, if you just block somebody, straight out, if you just block somebody, if you ignore them, if you don't engage with them, then you've taken away their power. And that is an awful realization for somebody who has no control over their real life. To be able to all of a sudden be hit with the realization that you have zero control in life. You have zero control over anything, over the direction that your own life is going, over your ability to succeed, your ability to just be able to make it through the basic aspects of life. When you realize that you don't even have that, then you really start to lose it. I had some guy who went to my personal Facebook, and he found one of the posts that I made that was public. It's like public commenting, and he had to comment on it and tell me how stupid it was. And here's another reason why I don't stick around on Twitter, is because the only way that you can win against a bunch of spoiled 12-year-olds, and it's just that's a generalization. I know it isn't just 12-year-olds. I also know that it's adults. I know that it's people who are probably in their 40s and 50s. But again, generally people who have no control over their own life. But the only way that you can really win in these sorts of situations, well, there's two ways. First off, I just saw that. Love you, Mystique. Love you so much. I love all of you, by the way. So, but no, the only way that you can really dominate somebody like that, and it sounds really, really interesting to say the least, put it that way. But the only way that you can actually overtake somebody like that, somebody who just complains and bitches all the time, I won't make that joke. Oh, Mystique. Don't worry, and I'm going to be popping it in. How you doing, Surgical Duke? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. And we will be playing Warzone tonight. Because it's Warzone Wednesdays. And I have not been able to play over the past couple of weeks. But no, so like what happens is that when you don't engage with somebody, they lose their minds. Look at Blame Truth. I literally sent off 2 tweets and a few comments, And then after that, I did nothing. I did absolutely nothing. And he made, I think, a second video about me. Like, there's all these things that were happening, and I didn't do anything. So yeah, 20 bits. So, and that's what it was, Samantha Cherry. That is exactly what it was. And when you don't give people their attention that they are so desperately demanding, they lose their shit. And the reason why, so it's like, here's the situation right now. I'm not going to get my Twitter back because it's annoying now. Like, and that's what really bothers me, is that it's like it was kind of a bummer as well, because I was disappointed. Like, over time, like, just I'd open up my Twitter and all my feed was just people complaining. It was just people bitching about this, people bitching about that. But it's like, I hate putting it like this because I know that I'm about to play a video game. But at the end of the day, everybody, these are just video games. They're just video games, and there's no reason to get so upset over them. There's no reason to get so upset about somebody, like, let's say, like somebody who is the spokesperson for a company. Like, there's no reason to get pissed off at them. It's like, if something upsets you, there's this magical thing that you can do called walking away. And that's one of the worst things about it all, is that people have forgotten how to walk away. People have forgotten that that's still something that we are capable of doing. And guys, I only had 2,800 followers on Twitter. It's like, am I honestly just gonna sit around, like, dealing with that much annoying shit just for 2,800 followers? And the people who really enjoy my stuff are either following me here, or they're on the Discord, or they're on my Instagram. But at the end of the day, guys, if I'm not enjoying something, then I'm not gonna fucking do it. And I wasn't enjoying Twitter, so that's the reason why I'm not getting back Twitter. But I do know that, because, you know, from a few comments that I've seen, and from a few messages and emails that I've received, that people were concerned, and that meant more to me than anything. And again, to answer all those questions, I'm just fine. And here's the reason why. Like, here's one of the biggest reasons why, is that stepping away from social media, and this was involuntary, mind you. This was involuntary, just because I left the country and realized I didn't have any internet. But here's what it made me realize. You know, so it's just like, you end up, like, let's say you come up with something that you're really excited about it. You come up, you make a post, a photo that you really enjoyed, and then what the? Ah! Okay, first off, I'm not doing this just yet. But first off, I'm going to cut myself off here really quick. I just saw... Did I see that right? Is there a numbers event going on right now? Here's another thing about being absent from social media, is I have no idea what the hell's been going on. But there's the one thing that you do realize, or is that you don't realize it until you've gotten off of social media, is that whenever you go through your feed, you're seeing people that, you know, most of which you've never even met in your life. But yeah, Lady Adeline, because I just barely popped it in, and it gave me the Christmas event thing, but then it also gave me, it said the numbers. It said the numbers, and then it says December 16th to January something. So maybe that's what happens when you're out of the loop. And, Mystique is gifting a sub. Thank you so much, Mystique. And, by the way, Chelsea, thank you so much for the comment on my Facebook. I seriously appreciate it. But no, yeah. So, but it's like one thing that I didn't realize, that you don't realize until you actually step away from social media, is that you're subconsciously shouldering everybody's shit. You're subconsciously shouldering everybody's shit, and it just, it does take a toll on you. So it's like I don't want to say that I stepped away from social media because of my mental health or whatever. That wasn't the case. I'm just fine. I was just out of the country. So, but now I'm back. Now we're back into the swing of things, and we're gonna have a whole lot of fun. But I'm not gonna be as active on social media as I was for a lot of reasons. And ADL man, first off, how you doing? It's good to see you. And ADL, that's the thing, is that Twitter, here's the thing about Twitter. Nothing positive. I don't think I can think of one thing. I can't think of one thing that's positive that has come out of Twitter. Twitter is just basically like you might have the occasional positive thing that comes out of it, but at the end of the day, Twitter is just kind of this, it's just negativity. It's kind of like in Potato Russian. It's like, that's what it is. Is that Twitter thrives on perpetual anger, perpetual outrage, and that's one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to step away from it. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, ASMR type moment, I guess. So, but stepping away from Twitter, first off, felt fucking good. And it feels really good. And the people who I follow the closest are right here. And Lady Adeline, that is it. There's other positive things that let me rephrase this. There is a whole lot of negative shit in the world. Just a whole lot of awful stuff. Worse stuff than we can possibly imagine. There's no reason why we should make it a core component of our lives. I mean, to be aware of something is one thing, but then to center our entire life around, to just be constantly neck deep. I was about to say balls deep, but that would have a different connotation to it. To be constantly up to our necks in negativity is not healthy, and there's no reason why I feel like I need to do it. And ADL, that's the thing, man. That's the reason why I'm not going back to Twitter, because that's all that it is. Is that it's like you can't hold it. First off, you can't hold a debate on Twitter. You can't hold a debate on Twitter because people are little bitches. Let's just be honest about it. People are little bitches on Twitter, and they don't even know what they're talking about. Like, the amount of people who thought that I actually worked at Activision is insane. But guys, I'm a commercial photographer. That's my favorite thing about all of this, is that being Stitch was a side quest. Like, that's the sort of life that I lead. The sort of life that I lead is a life where me being the main bad guy in Call of Duty is something that I did for fun. That's it. So it's just like you can't hold a conversation with anybody like that, because people would sooner be right than actually reach an understanding. People don't. That's the biggest problem with Twitter. People don't want to be right. People don't want to reach a solution. People want to be right above all else. And that's and Exiled Turtle, dude, and you're right on the back. Games are art. And one thing that we need to realize, and we always need to keep in mind, is that there are going to be pieces of art, there's going to be video games, there's going to be movies that are better than others. Misty. there's going to be games, there's going to be movies that are better than others. Like, here's an example. I feel like the best Iron Man, like one of the best Marvel movies, is Iron Man 1. Iron Man 1, in my mind, was one of the best Marvel movies. In fact, all those original MCU movies. So you have Iron Man 1. I loved Iron Man 2. The Incredible Hulk with Ed Norton. The Captain America First Avenger. I feel like all of those were the best Avengers. But it's like, I'm not bitching about all the rest of the Avengers because they weren't as good as those. It's you have to take art and accept it for what it is. You have to accept the fact that something is going to be better than sometimes it'll be great, sometimes it won't be as great, but it's just recognizing the fact that you can't always hit the bullseye. Like, I enjoyed Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I felt like it paled in comparison to Guardians of the Galaxy 1, but being able to take a step back and enjoy it for what it is. It had some great jokes. It didn't feel as organic as Guardians of the Galaxy 1, but it's like, I'm not going to crucify him for it. And at the end of the day, that's what these things are. No worry, Potato Russian. I'm not spoiling anything. I won't spoil anything here on this video, and nobody spoil anything on this video as well, because it's good. It's good. I actually wasn't even excited for Spider-Man, but I wasn't even excited for Spider-Man. But then I read the spoilers, and then I became excited. So spoilers don't ruin movies for me. But Exiled Turtle, man, and that's the thing. It's just like, people, like, I know that some people loved Thor, some people hated Thor Ragnarok, but it's just like, I don't understand hate. I can understand preferences, but I don't understand hate. Like, I prefer. Like let's say Call of Duty. While we're on the subject, it's like, I prefer Call of Duty Cold War over Call of Duty Vanguard. But through the magic of personal preferences, some people would prefer Vanguard over Cold War. So it's like, I'm not. It's like, and you don't go shit on somebody because they like Cold War or Vanguard more than the other. It's just, that's the way that it works. People are allowed to like different things. And yeah, Waffle, Lady Adeline, I really appreciate that, since that one is my COD. So, but one thing, but at the end of the day, that's what it is that art is art. Sometimes we'll like it, sometimes we won't. But that's okay. And that's why I'm staying off of Twitter, is because it seems like everybody on Twitter is incapable of separating, is incapable of not getting pissed off over stuff they don't like. And Winter Soldier, how you doing? Missed you too. Merry Christmas. You didn't see me pointing at the camera. So, how you doing, Rat Pack? Welcome to the stream. We're just kind of doing a little bit of catching up. And because I've been gone. So for those of you who are just joining in, the reason why I have been so, I don't know if it's noticeably absent, but the reason why I've been absent is because I was first in New York and then went to Singapore for some photography work. Because again, for anybody who thinks that I might be an Activision employee, I am not. I did all the Stitch stuff as a side quest, and I am a full-time commercial photographer, and a pretty damn successful one too. So I was over in Singapore doing photography work. A lot of catching up to do because of COVID, and the Olympic Games are only a couple months away. So that kept me pretty busy. And I think so too, Mystique. I think that we do need to get some Cold War customs, or some Rebirth customs going, because I think it'd be a whole lot of fun. And dude, you know what, ADL man? What part of Australia do you live in? Like, and you can just like give me you can say a city, or you can just say like a West Coast, East Coast, because in the next 4 months from now, I'm going to be in Sydney. 4 months from now, I'm going to be in Sydney doing some shit. And if you're available in 4 months, then I would love to go out and have lunch with you. Get chills. He works for Activision. I don't, but then they uninstall anyway. It's like, damn. It would be good to see you though, ADO. But that's the craziest thing, is that, like one of the craziest things is that I didn't really realize until my involuntary step away from social media, is that life, it sounds really weird to say it like this, but life feels more real. The world feels more lively. Like, it's like, again, it's like let's take today, for example. Today I went out rock climbing. Like to a bouldering gym. Like it's right now it is like the cliffs are frozen. I can't go outside right now. But I went to a bouldering gym with some friends, and without my social media or anything like that, because I haven't really hopped back on. Without my Instagram, definitely without my Twitter, not checking my Facebook and stuff like that. I don't have my TikTok. Like, I still have TikTok, but I uninstalled all of it off of my phone. And it's amazing just how often we naturally gravitate towards, when there's a moment of silence, when nothing is going on. It's amazing how often we will naturally pick up our phone and then and just subconsciously go to a social media platform. So it's so we will we'll go to Instagram, we'll go to Facebook, we'll go to Twitter, and it's just we're no longer enjoying the stuff that's right in front of us as much as we otherwise could. And it's there's a certain amount of peace that comes along with that. Like when you pick up your phone and you can't get onto Instagram and you can't get onto Twitter, you can't check your TikTok, or you can't see how well an Instagram post is performing, whatever. It doesn't feel refreshing. It feels almost liberating. And all of a sudden, and it does feel peaceful. And that's the thing, Exiled Turtle. And that's why everybody's I'm going to be, right now, the reason why you aren't seeing me so active on really too much is because I'm trying to figure out how to reconcile that. It's I've enjoyed being off of social media so much that I don't want to get it back on my phone. And and Exiled Turtle, dude, bro, you said it perfectly. It's it feels like I would dare say a toxic cloud has lifted off of me. And here's the weirdest side effect out of everything. I haven't bought anything off of Amazon for 2 weeks, with the exception of one thing, and that was a Mario Lego set for my son, because I couldn't get it at Walmart. It's I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. It's like Lego came out with this little Mario thing, where it's actually this big Mario figure with LED panels on his face and stuff like that, so you can see him smiling and blinking and stuff like that. And I couldn't find that at Walmart. It's apparently really hard to find, but I was able to find it on Amazon. So that is the only thing that I have bought off of Amazon. In fact, that's the only online purchase that I've made, and it's been like that for a while. So, and that's one of the things that I've realized is that, and part of me, the really cynical side of me, feels like that's all by design. So it's you get onto your phone, okay? It's nothing's happening around you. You get onto your phone. First things first, you go to your social platform of choice. Let's say you head over to Twitter, and you go through there. I have a notification. Go on there, comment. You're done. You move away. You go over to your Instagram, or you go over to your TikTok. You check your notifications there. You do your shit over there. You scroll a bit. You go over to you work through everything until finally you've made it through all of your social platforms, and then you do one of two things. You either cycle back to the first social platform that you started off with, thinking, I made a post. Maybe some people have liked it. Maybe some people have commented on it. And or you end up on Amazon. Because it's you're constantly trying to to find stuff to occupy yourself with, and there's always something to buy. So that was one of the unintended side effects. And Chelt's Craft. Chelt's. So I got a few expansion sets. So I didn't realize it until after I purchased it. I should have looked at the box, but it was insane to me that so I got the Bowser's Castle Lego set for my son, and it was like $100, but it didn't come with Mario, and I was like, what the hell is this? Why is there no Mario? This is $100. So I had to go on to Amazon, and hopefully it gets here before Christmas. Now I have one. Oh, first off, Winter Soldier, thanks for hosting somebody. I seriously appreciate it, man. How you doing, by the way? The Pet Rock, dude. Exiled Turtle, that's badass. And that's the thing is one thing I learned over the past couple of years since my divorce is that like kids, and not just since my divorce, but just being a father in general, is that you could get your kids a lot of things for Christmas, and I felt like I wasn't being as good of a dad as I should be if I didn't get them more presents for Christmas. But then you realize that they end up settling into a favorite toy anyway. So it's just like, in my mind, it's like, why not get them that one good toy and then a few smaller things? So this year though, they did get a couple of good toys. So like there was the Mario, there's like the starter set that actually has Mario with it. I got a Luigi starter set, and then I got the Bowser's Castle expansion set. And we'll see how much he enjoys those. I think that he'll really enjoy them. But I also got him and my younger son new bikes. So I'm really excited for that. So it's like right now they're spending a night with the ex, just because I swapped off days. And then next week, every single year, there's this really nice 5-star hotel that I take my boys to. We go there every single year, and we just sort of have like a little staycation. They have a swimming pool, they have a really nice breakfast buffet, and then and it's in downtown Salt Lake City. So we'll check into the rooms, and then we'll go down to the mall and stuff. They got rid of the Disney store down there, so I'm fucking pissed. But we still go in there. We go to the restaurant. Sometimes we order pizza. Who knows? We just kind of have ourselves a fun little, just like a fun little staycation, and we love it. It's one of our favorite things. So, see, Exiled Turtle, and here's the craziest thing. What you described right there is I think one of the most important things that we can do with our kids, and maybe even for ourselves, is that what I've personally found is that the greatest joys in life are the things that are they're in the little things. They're in the small things. They're the things that you remember, like constantly. They are constantly. They remember these things. Like I used to take. Samantha Cherry. So I do know that I do know. So here's some questions. So Samantha Cherry asked the question: did Stitch have a child? And there were debates. There were some conversations that took place. I don't believe that it's canon, but I always operated when everything's said and done. I always operated under with the mindset of Stitch having had a child, having had a son. So, but that's not canon. There's a kid named Staple. Stitch has a son named Beach. But beach doesn't mean the same thing in Russia. Beach is an affectionate term. So, Stitch and his son Staple. I feel like that's like some sort of 90s comedy sitcom. How you doing, Rena? Welcome to the stream. So, oh, bro, and Bob, thanks a ton for gifting that sub to Samantha. I seriously appreciate it, man. How you doing, by the way? So, but yeah, so that's really, at the end of the day, that is the primary reason why I'm not going to be as active on my socials anymore. In fact, I'm not going to do anything for social media on my phone. Because, here's the benefits that I have experienced from not engaging in social media as much as I used to. The benefit number one is that I feel happier. I feel more in touch with the world around me. I'm a better father. Things feel more real to me. The reason number two is that I feel more creative, believe it or not. I feel more creative. I feel more capable of actually getting shit done. And I've been getting a lot done. But beyond that, it's like beyond that though, it's like I feel like my problem solving skills, my ability to be able to just think, my creativity has seen enormous benefits because moments of silence and inactivity aren't constantly being filled by me dicking around on my phone. So, I've spent less money on Amazon. In fact, I haven't had if we're talking about just straight up impulse purchases, I haven't had a single impulse purchase on Amazon for 3 weeks. And that's actually a big deal, guys. I mean, the amount of money that I have spent on Amazon and impulse purchases is mind-blowing. And it's, and Amazon is all part of that cycle, checking all your socials, then going over to Amazon, buying some shit, going back to your socials. And one thing that happens when you spend a lot of time on social media is that you find yourself posting stuff for other people as opposed to doing something because you truly enjoy it. Like an example, and you start to see the type of work that you do change. So it's like, you guys might have noticed who are following me on Instagram. I haven't posted in a bit, and the reason why I haven't posted in a bit, I mean, you guys know I was out of the country, but it's just like the sort of stuff I was creating changed. Did I send my bath back? Are you talking about my hot tub, Rena? Because no. Oh, no. That's not going anywhere. Arguably the best $22,000 I've ever spent in my entire damn life. I use it every single day, sometimes twice a day. It is, let's see here, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's a 12-man hot tub. 12-person hot tub. But then it's really big. And then you have a massive empty space in the middle. Absolutely, Chelsea. You can absolutely plan on me sending you an invite. I could use a crew tonight. So, good luck in your games. So, but yeah, so life is just, oh yeah, Lady Adeline, it is a big hot tub, and it's got like the lights on it, and it's low maintenance, and like it's a lot of fun. I can, my friends and I can go rock climbing, or when we're out, done shooting shit like that, then we just go back, hang out. So, but while it's on my mind really quick, so has anybody else seen, I wish that I would have had my screen up, because it said that it showed the numbers. It showed the numbers, and then it showed pictures of like the place where you get strapped into the chair and then you get brainwashed and stuff, and then it showed the numbers, and then it said the numbers, December 16th to January something. So maybe I'm the only person who saw that. Maybe my game is glitched or something like that. But the fact that it says December 16th to something, who knows? But maybe we haven't seen the end of Stitch. So, Bernie. So my crew is so I have a friend who's I have one friend who is a current and one friend who's a former Navy SEAL. And then the two other guys that I run with, like this is when we're shooting guns. The other guys who I run with are both former both former recon Marines. So we just go out, we shoot guns, shit like that. And then ever since I was able to get myself a new set of night vision goggles, which you guys have seen, I'm sure, then now we do a lot of stuff at night. I had my rooftop tent come in, as well as the insulation panels that go on the inside. So it's like what we'll do sometimes is like depending on where we're going out to go shooting, we'll go out, just pop out my rooftop tent, hang up the insulation panels. We'll go out, do some night shooting, and all of us have rooftop tents. I have one mounted on the top of my Tacoma, and we'll go shoot at night. Crash, and we also have like Coleman stovetops, so we'll cook on the Coleman stovetops, just like shoot the shit for an hour or so, and then okay, Potato Russian, thank you. So we'll just go shoot guns and then eat dinner, talk for an hour or so, crash, wake up the next day, shoot some guns, or maybe just like go and do some overlanding, and it's a lot of fun. And then there's another group of friends, some of them are high school buddies, that, surprisingly, like I moved away, but then I ended up being able to get back in touch with them. So like we got back in touch and everything, and then we go rock climbing together. So, and that's what I did today. So, but everybody, you all know a little bit of why I am, have been and will continue to be more scarce on my social media, because it really feels too damn good. Like the world just feels so much more real. Do you think that we can actually like have enough to get Rebirth Customs going? Because like that's my biggest question is like, can we make it happen? First off, okay, everybody, let's see if we can do it. We're going to try some Rebirth Customs tonight. And so what I'm going to do is like anybody who isn't friends with me on COD, then Dan, I think you probably have it. Could you put my information? First off, before I do that, though, Lady Adeline, that right there is the most challenging thing, is because it's social media. Social media is it's a place where, like, unfortunately, that's a place where a lot of people do their communicating. That's where a lot of people do their have their conversations take place. For me, I'm lucky. Like right here, here in chat, this right here, like for me, this is all I need. Being able to hang out with you guys. This is better. This is better than any social media platform that I can think of. So, so it is tough, and I'm fortunate enough to be able to step away from it, and I make my money outside of social media. I make my money primarily through referrals. So, really, I did the social media stuff because of Stitch. So, and then I'll probably end up taking my Instagram off of private. But again, it's like I don't want to go through and just have a bunch of people just saying random shit, or like saying that I'm working for Activision all over my Instagram posts. And it's especially creepy when people start making those sorts of comments on posts that have my boys in them. Not just because it's like it's just like, what are you doing on a post with my sons? Like, if you're gonna shit on me, then go to like a post that doesn't have them in it. Whatever the case is, though. So, but that's the reason why I'm not gonna be too active on socials. And honestly, if you guys can, if you guys can separate yourself away from it, then I would highly recommend it. Punished Wraith, I just accepted. So here we go. Yeah, and that's the thing, Rena, is that people, it's just like that. It shows you the kind of people that they are. It's like it's like, and it's really predictable. It shows, like, the fact, like, it's what I was saying earlier, is that what happens is that you have people have zero control in their personal life. So what they do is they instead try to regain some of that control, or as much control as they can, by being little bitches online and by making everybody else feel like garbage. Because bullying stems from a lack of confidence, from a lack, from a low self-esteem, from a lack of self-worth, and from a realization on their part that they have no control over their life. So what they try to do is they try to regain some of that control as much as they can on social media. Now the problem is that when you don't listen to them, when you don't do what they want, and you don't play by their rules, then they absolutely lose their shit, because it is a very hard, harsh, and stark realization that they have no control, and they feel it right down in their gut. So what they do is, then they lose their shit, and they start finding other places where they can vent where they can talk shit. But shit talking isn't the way that it used to be, because when people used to talk shit, then, like, you could talk shit back, and then you ended up being friends with a lot of these people. Like Modern Warfare 2 lobbies, you could have people talking shit. You ended up playing together later on. But now it's just like people's insults aren't even good. And it makes me sad. Like one guy called me out my receding hairline, and I thanked him for it, because it was refreshing to actually have a legit roast like that. Ah, man. Oh yeah, Rena. And that's the thing, is like people they get pissed off because you post a picture of Caldera. You could even, you don't even have to say that you like it. You could just post a picture of Caldera, and then people bitch and they moan about how much they hate it, and then they get pissed off at you for, like, you didn't even say that you like it. You just say that you post it. So, and that's the thing. So it's just like people have ran out of places to bitch and moan at me because I don't check anything. So, but then everybody who matters, I feel, shows up right here in my chat, and this is hanging out. Essentially, this, in my mind, this right here is hanging out, and hanging out with you guys is so much better than DMs and comments on social and stuff like that. So don't think that there's anything wrong. Don't think that there's anything wrong. I am 100% okay. In fact, I am making a whole lot of money right now. I'm making a shit ton of money right now. Like, I made more money in the past 3 weeks than I made over the course of 4 or 5 months. So first off, Juggy, thank you. I really appreciate it, man. I made more money over the past 3 weeks than I have over the course of 5 months. I mean, it's like, things are great. And Bunkadunk, yes, I will actually be. I do have a contract. And right now it's under an NDA, so I can't tell you guys which company it is. But I will be over in Beijing covering the Olympics, and essentially being but it's gonna be I typically do like environmental portraiture, like studio portraiture with strobes and everything. But one thing that I've really started to build a market with is action photography, because one thing that I'm really good with is actually being able to capture the action as it's happening. Like, I don't know how many people in the chat know or how much you would know about cameras, but the cameras that I'm armed with, like, I have two 1DX Mark IIIs. Dan. Really, the only thing that I can't disclose is the company, or is the athletes that I'm working with. So, and this is for security reasons. The COVID affects my work at the Olympics in a very unique way. One of the biggest reasons why it affects is because of masks. So it's like. And it's one thing I didn't even realize until I actually started. Trying to take pictures with a mask on. when you're trying to take a picture with a mask on, then your breath is going up and it's fogging up the viewfinder, and that makes it difficult. It makes it extremely difficult. So I get in trouble for it sometimes, but it's like I need to get my job done, so I'll take my mask off, I'll crack off my photos, and then I'll stick my mask on. But no, it's like that's really the most substantial way. Like you have to go through certain safety protocols, like you have to be tested on the way in and stuff like that. So, but ADL, the 1DX. The reason why I love the 1DX primarily is because of the ergonomics. Right now, the Canon R5 is a camera that I would not mind at all having. But for me, it's just like the ergonomics of the 1DX cameras, and I like DSLRs too. I know that mirrorless are starting to overtake. I know that 1DX Rena. That mirrorless are starting to overtake DSLRs, but I really like the feel, and I like the operation of a DSLR. So I don't want to call myself a purist or old school or anything like that, but I really do prefer DSLRs. So yes, ADL. And like one thing is like, especially with silent shutter, is that I don't know, it's like when you take a picture of the DSLR, it's like cuckoo. It is Chelts gifting 5 subs. Thank you so much, Chelts, and welcome back into the chat, by the way. To Inhuman Wings, Jason H Gaming, Belinsky Paradox, Nightingale, and Crisp Tan. Thank you so much, Chelts. And I keep getting sidetracked. I keep talking. But we need to just start playing some games, I think. So here we go. First off, let me get over to the live view, because Mystique may or may not have gotten me something. Love you, Chels. Thank you so much. So let's take a look at this, everybody. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait. Sorry. Turn up. Oh! Wait a second, that's not the present. Did I miss something? That's not the gift. For a second there, I thought you bought me Krampus. I did something. Okay, Mystique, I think I missed something. I think I missed something. Bundle locker. Shit, look at all these. Oh, wait, no, those are... Was that what it was? Was it Krampus? Great, now I need to go to my... Why didn't it do the whole purchase thing? Should be Bulldozer. Okay, thank you. Do you know the name of the bundle? Because it didn't show me... unless it is... All operators. Let's go over to... Oh shit, no, stop. Stop, Kingsley. Was this the one? Because I don't remember having Belligerent. There we go, Zombie Bulldozer. That's what I thought. Mystique. And that thing, I remember when this first came out because because this was season 1. This was season 1 Reloaded, right? So season 1 Reloaded, I remember seeing this, and so this skin, it was like he was still dressed up in like the black version, but the guy who was the body model for Bulldozer, his name is Wes Whitlock, and there were some, and in fact, Wes Whitlock actually, he played double duty, so he dressed up as Bulldozer. But I want you guys to look at Bulldozer and then look at the similarities between Bulldozer and Velikan, because I may or may not have been in the same. I may or may not have had, like when I was Stitch, I was in Redacted, and I may or may not have